everyone, it's Julia and welcome back to my channel. I had someone contacted me. Her name is Nelusha. We've worked together before, but she contacted me a couple weeks ago and asked if I'd be interested in doing a collaboration with her. And I was really excited because she's a textile artist. She does a lot of just fantastic fabric collages. I'll link a video down below of another project that I did using some of her work. But this time she wanted me to share just some ideas on how to use a fabric snippet roll. And I get this question sometimes too. I once in a while will sell snippet rolls in my Etsy shop, and it's like, what are these for? And so I thought, well, you know what? We're just going to show different ideas on how to use a fabric snippet roll. Now, Nelusha has an Etsy shop, and I will be linking that down below in case if any of you are interested in checking out her snippet rolls. And also her Instagram will be linked down below. She's very active on Instagram and just has just wonderful work. So those links will all be down below for you. But I'm going to insert a video right now of just showing you some of her work. She sent me two different snippet rolls to work with. One is 4 inches wide, the other is 2 inches wide. And they're approximately 22 inches long. So much detail. And I've never really seen snippet rolls with this much just yumminess in them. Lots of layers and decorative stitches and just free motion stitches and tulle and laces, and it's just like they're really packed full of stuff. And so what I thought I would do would be just kind of fun, and I want to break this up into 3 different videos, but I'm going to show how to use a fabric snippet roll in creating a journal or decorating a journal, and some of the elements that you can put in a journal with the fabric snippet roll. Also want to share with you some ideas in making jewelry, just some fabric or textile jewelry. And then the last idea I had was taking a thrifted item that I think I got from my local thrift store, and how just to spruce it up and just to put some embellishments on it using a snippet roll. So I'm excited for this little journey. I hope you learned something. This one is going to be on making the journal, so let's get started. I've gathered up some of my supplies. I'm going to be using this black and cream fabric for the lining. I do have a canvas, cotton canvas for the outer, and then this Peltex for the stabilizer. Have some pieces of that canvas for my pocket, and then this is the snippet roll that I'm going to use. Now this is cotton canvas, and I've torn it or ripped it to get this frayed edge, and that's going to be part of my design. I want that to show. Both the canvas and the lining measure 10.5 by 9, and that Peltex is cut so that there's about 1 inch on all sides, so it's cut a little bit smaller. Now this is a double-sided fusible heavyweight stabilizer. I'll have it linked down below, but you can use whatever you have. But I would recommend just a heavier craft stabilizer for this. I really like the double-sided fusible for this reason. It's easy to fold those corners over, and then my iron will just, it'll just iron right to it. You don't need glue at all. Now I do have my surface protected with a piece of parchment paper, and I'm trying not to get any of that, to hit my iron with that Peltex at all, because I don't want any of that glue on my iron. I'm just doing the very edge of my iron here and getting that whole cover, that whole Peltex covered so that it's a finished little side there. I'm on to creating my little pockets now. So this is going to be, this is the lining or the inside of my journal. I decided I wanted to make a stamped phrase on each of these pockets. I thought this would be just a fun journal for the beginning of a new year. So I have some happy sayings. This one says, "Actually, I can." It's a good thing just to look forward to for the new year. And this one too is just really sweet. It says, "Do what you think you can't do." Just placing these, trying to figure out how I want them. I'm going to add some color to these with just a little piece of my snippet roll. Just deciding exactly what I want. One of the things with these snippet rolls is you can use every little bit of it. Like that little piece I cut off becomes some tags for later on. Just decided to do that. I'm just using my Roxanne glue. This is a temporary glue that you can easily sew through, but it dries really quickly, which is nice. I'm just going to stick these on here and take these to my sewing machine next, and I'm going to be sewing these on. And then sewing the pockets to right on this lining. I'm at my sewing machine and I just wanted to share, I'm doing free motion here, but as you free motion these little designs on, it's really fun to add some doodles. So I'm adding just like a little, I don't know what, a little squiggle on both ends to look like it's sewn in a decorative way. Just really fun to add some doodles with your sewing machine, with your free motion stitching. And then I went ahead and sewed those pockets right on that lining as well. Oh, excuse me. First of all, I wanted to share that you can easily just draw a little cute design too. And I'm just putting a little heart here. Now I'm going to go on and sew those pockets in. And now on to the cover of my little journal. I thought it'd be fun to add some of this snippet roll as a belly band, and you'll kind of understand what I'm doing as I go here. Just arranging how I want it. I decided to another little phrase. I love using words or phrases on my work, so you'll see a lot of it. But this one says, "Learn to pause or nothing worthwhile will catch up to you." I'm just going to be sewing the tops and the bottom of this band, and then went ahead and sewed the rest of my items on and added a decorative button. Just thought it needed something. Now I have the perfect place to slide some hidden messages. This is actually a original letter that I had found in some ephemera that I picked up. Just really kind of fun. It was a letter from a grandma. This is really sweet. A little booklet will slide underneath there. And now it's on to placing or adding that lining right inside my cover. Put some little hidden treasures in those pockets. Just going to touch this with my iron. Remember, this is a double-sided fusible, so I am ironing that onto place, but then I will also take it to my sewing machine and stitch that lining going all the way around to stitch that lining right to the cover. So you'll see my frayed edges on the cover, but my lining is all finished off and really in a neat look. Added some decorative, some tag or ribbon for my ties. Now I'm marking where I want my holes to cut for my, or punch for my binding. I did about a 1/2 inch in and then an inch in, avoiding my stitching. And now I'm taking this to my sewing machine and I'm going to go around and around, and you can see here, I didn't show it, but I just did it with my free motion stitching. You can certainly add eyelets if you prefer eyelets, but I like the organic look of just the stitched holes. I have a piece of elastic cord here that I'm stringing in and tying that in the center, and this is where I'll be able to slide my pages in and out. I'm going to be creating an insert for this next, and I did this really quickly, but I hope you can understand a little bit how I do it. This is my cover, and I just folded a piece of scrap cardstock that I had, and it fits in here. And so that is going to be the cover for my insert. I wanted to add not only something decorative with this fabric snippet, but also something very much functional. I just added like it's a little tuck spot there where you can put cards or another journaling page. And here's all the papers that I decided to put in my insert. I did about 12 and they're all folded. Some of them are tea-dyed and old journals, old text papers. Just a variety of different things. Just getting them all folded the way I placed the way I want them. Putting some wonder clips just to hold everything in place. I like to fold them on both directions and use the bone folder. Getting everything cut down to size, and my favorite way to do this is just with a metal ruler and an X-Acto knife. Now I have holes punched and I'm just inserting those pages right into my journal cover. I'm just using an easy pamphlet stitch to do this. There are many videos on YouTube on how to do this pamphlet stitch. I'm just going in and out here, and then we'll be tying that thread right in the center. And now you can just slide that insert right in there. Now we have used that snippet roll in a few different ways, but I have another couple ideas on how to decorate some of the pages. This first one is really simple. I'm just doing a fabric flip. Now this is a fun way to decorate a page because you can hide a little message underneath it. And I'm just using my fabric tack glue and just running a line just on the top edge of that fabric, and we'll just be getting that into place there. And I'm going to add a little message underneath here, just adding my hard surface so I can stamp. And it says, "Think happy, be happy." Now remember that little piece that I had laid aside. I'm going to be making some page tabs just by folding over a little piece. I'm going to be sewing these on with my sewing machine, but adding a clip just to keep it into place. I add a total of 4 of these little tabs, and I space them throughout the book and just in different areas of the pages so that you can see all 4 of the tabs when the book is closed. It adds a decorative touch and then also a functional touch. And I have them all sewn in now, and you can see them just hanging off the edge. And now the last little embellishment or little thing I made was a strip of this canvas and little scraps of those fabrics, and I found a paper clip, a large paper clip in the color red, and I just thought that was so appropriate. It's going to match so well. Just decorating the front of this now, just with a little piece of that fabric. I did stitch those pages right onto the canvas, so they're all stitched in. I just use my sewing machine to stitch them. And now I can place this someplace in the book and just finding the right spot for it. And just placing it on the edge of my paper. And there we go. I hope you enjoyed this little video, everybody. It's been really fun working with this beautiful piece of textile art. I hope you have a chance to create this week. Here's some final little flip through of what it all looks like. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.